Hi Capricorn, it's Veroosh. Welcome to my channel. This is your reading for the beginning of 2022. Today we're going to talk about the 4 different transits that are very significant at the beginning of the year. It's my way of introducing 2022 with you and touch upon some of the major themes that will be affecting us at the beginning of the year. So this is very important to know, and I hope that you stick around. This reading is for you if you are a sun, moon, or rising Capricorn. 2 little messages for you guys. I've turned off comments for this video. I'm just testing out how that's going to turn out for us. There still will be comments on certain videos, but on these individual sign videos, I'm turning the comments off, so your likes are welcome and appreciated. The second part is I'm a little bit sick still. So I have, somebody told me the proper name for it, but I forgot. I have a strong reactivity with coughing, which means I cough easily and I cough like a lot. And so that's because I was really sick when I was younger. And so my body just has learned to cough like over the smallest thing. And so if you hear me cough, that's what it is. I'm not sick anymore. It's just me being reactive. I'm telling you this so because people worry and they worry that I'm okay. Yeah, I'm totally okay. I just have a sensitivity like this. The second thing I wanted to mention is readings. You can definitely get a reading with me. It's in the description. My website's still down, so you have to use the direct link, and I look forward to hearing from you that way. Okay, so there are 4 major transits that are affecting us at the beginning of the year. And so what I thought was I would go through each one for you, explain it for your sign, and then do some tarot alongside those. So let's get into it. By the way, I am going to do deeper dives into these transits as we go along, but I thought that an overview reading would be more helpful than going into each one separately. Okay, so the first thing that's happened or is happening now is that the nodes are switching between Gemini and Sagittarius to Scorpio and Taurus. Now, in December, one calculation of the node already switched. Another calculation is switching right now in January. So it depends on which one you follow, but I would just look at it as a general kind of time frame of a transition period between December and January. It's not so specific that you need to know which one. We are in a transition. We have been in a transition, and it'll continue now. For you, this really means a positive shift for your love life. It will very likely make you very interested in connecting with others in love. There will be a focus on children for you over the next year and a half. And just your heart will be very much yearning for connection with others, especially in a romantic way or with your children. Those will be priorities for you. The 5th house is really fun. It's the house ruled by Leo. So the fact that the North Node is entering your 5th house is really positive. I would say for the next year and a half, it'll be a very optimistic time, and you will be taking steps and really putting in effort to make it a good experience. The fact that Uranus is here as well is very helpful, and we'll go into it deeper in another video, but just look forward to this transit. It's a very nice one. By the way, the North Node will be in excuse me, you see here, there you go, will be in Taurus until 2023, July 12th. So it's a bit of a time. It's a year and a half. So it's a very nice place for the North Node. If you have the North Node in the 5th house, no matter what sign you are, it's a very good transit. So optimism, happiness, fulfillment, all of these things are coming into your life, but more you are going to be seeking those out as well. The South Node is entering into Scorpio. A lot of purging with regard to relationships, your friendships that didn't work out, or, you know, residual hurt from past relationships, friendships specifically, they will get purged out. Any sort of hangups that you have that are blocking your success and good luck will get purged through the next year and a half as well. So the South Node will be in the same position until July 12th, 2023 as well. So the nodes switching into these positions positions. It's going to be an upbeat turn for you because in the last year and a half, they were in positions that were very introspective, kind of heavy, and kind of serious. So now it's a big upbeat move. Let's take a look at your cards just to see what kind of energy they're picking up. We have the Page of Pentacles, so new beginnings of a financial nature. Page of Pentacles can point to pregnancy as well because it's the youngest card of the zodiac. So for some of you, this is good news. It could be an unexpected pregnancy, the Four of Cups. You know what to do if you don't want kids, right? So take those precautions, but it could be an unexpected pregnancy, something just a lot of fun. And we have Chariot, which is overcoming things. So it looks very optimistic. Something good is starting in your life, regardless if it's a pregnancy or not. It's a new physical beginning, and it's really helping you to overcome certain things. Like the last transit in the 6th house right here may have been heavy. It may have been heavy, and it may have been quite a serious time. We'll talk about the other transits in a minute. And so now with the Chariot card here, the energy is very upbeat, very upward moving. So I would be excited if I were you for this transit. Then we have the Temperance card, which is the card of Sagittarius. By the way, Chariot is ruled by Cancer. So those people with those signs in their chart may be significant for you at this time. The next card is the Five of Pentacles. Okay, we'll get to that in a minute. Carefully addressing an issue with someone who is struggling at some point in time, and it leads to a really good outcome. Yeah, I'm feeling very upbeat about your transits, about your cards. I feel like there's a lot of mobility in a good direction, a lot of things on the upside. I think that you're going to have a very good time. There's a careful approach to a situation that involves someone who's struggling. So either you're struggling and someone helps you out, or you are meant to help someone who's having a hard time. The outcome of this is very lucky. So whatever situation you're in, it's going to turn out to be a very lucky energy. So congratulations with that. It's up and away. I also want to mention the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups represents that something unexpected has come into your life, or something unexpected is coming. So if at this time you don't know what I'm talking about, or you're not sure, be prepared for the unexpected because it's meant to happen, okay? So the second transit that I really want to highlight for you guys for the beginning of 2022 is the switch of Jupiter into Pisces. And so Jupiter has moved into Pisces and will be in Pisces until May, at which point it will enter Aries, begin a retrograde period, and re-enter Pisces for October and November, and then leave Pisces again at the end of the year. Very similar to 2021, in which Jupiter was between Aquarius and Pisces. So we have a nice 5.5 month transit of Jupiter and Pisces. For you, this is a lot of opportunity close to where you are. Jupiter brings opportunity into our lives, and so there is a lot of lucky things that will happen close to home. So luck is not far away from you at this time, and you should be open to that, especially when Jupiter starts reaching these higher degrees, at which point it will form a conjunction with Neptune. I think in April this year, there will be more and more luck for you, and especially with regard to love, because it will create a sextile to your North Node in your 5th house. Very lucky time for love. So if you're in a relationship, it's going to get better. And if you're not in a relationship, it's time to look, because these transits are very, very positive for just being very open-hearted and being welcoming to love and attraction and bringing that into your life. So we'll talk about Jupiter more in detail in another video, but I just want to point out that at the beginning of the year, there is a square between the North Node and the South Node and Jupiter. And so this means it's a distraction angle, which means that the North Node represents an energy of us needing to where we need to go, a focus of where we need to go. The South Node represents our focus on unpacking the past and moving past it in a new direction. Jupiter on a square to this position is a stress angle, and it's distracting you because it's giving you opportunities in a different direction than what you need to be focusing on. It's not necessarily a bad transit, it's just a distraction that you need to manage, which means that opportunities around your home, around your community, like in your neighborhood, may be coming up for you. You might be talking to neighbors more, or I don't know, just little bits and pieces of opportunity may be coming up for you. And that might be distracting you from the bigger picture of looking for love and maybe issues with your kids that might be happening already at this time. And when I say issues, I don't mean negative things. They may be like opportunities they're experiencing or other things like that. So my advice for Jupiter square the nodes is really approach it with a fair balance and be careful with not taking too much from each side. This isn't a situation where you have to choose one or the other. This is about balance and maintaining balance between these opportunities around your home and, sort of be on the lookout for love at the same time. Okay. So my time management is a big issue. Let's take a look at the tarot for this Jupiter in the third house transit at the beginning of the year. I think I will deep dive into Jupiter in Pisces because there's lots to say about it. And we've already been talking about it last year when it entered into Pisces in May. This time, by the way, if you're curious, sorry, I'll just explain a little bit more, will be very similar to May, June, and July of last year, in which Jupiter was in Pisces. So that's a reference point for you to kind of figure out what it's like or what it may be like, especially in the beginning of the year. Seven of Pentacles, so you're definitely planning something for long term. I feel intuitively excuse me, I feel intuitively that there's some long-term planning up ahead of you. You may meet someone that may develop into something after a period of time. I do feel like there may be some waiting before a relationship really comes together. So there she is, she's waiting. The Empress to me always seems like she's waiting. She's sitting there, she's waiting for the future. She's ruled by Venus. We'll talk about Venus next, but yeah, just very open-hearted and waiting. Five of Swords. Somebody's struggling around you with regard to love. They're struggling with communicating to love to you in a particular way. So they're not sure how to say it, or maybe they have some personal hang-ups with regard to love. And I think that there's a bit of a struggle that's keeping you waiting. So whether it's your partner or whether it's someone around you, because we're talking about the third house, this may be someone around you also, like a neighbor who's having a difficult time communicating something. They're hung up on something. So just be very open and very patient with the people around you, because I think somebody around you is struggling with they're having a hard time with communicating. See, he keeps on trying to communicate, but he keeps on kind of, how do you say, like this, holding the swords, and it just never seems to go the right way, the way he wants it to. I think somebody around you is having that type of experience. The third house is also siblings, so there could be like a waiting period with siblings, hoping that things will turn out. The next message is the Hanged Man. Lots of messages about waiting. Lots of delays. Be patient with delays. Delays just mean it's going to turn out later, right? So it looks like there's something around you. I see you stressed out about it. Yeah, Nine of Swords. So I feel like, yeah, there could be, like, make sure not to stress about it. If something's not working out right away, it will work out in the long term. It's just a step in the process. Somebody needs to figure things out and get their act together. They just need to figure it out. And look, we have a second Hanged Man. So Neptune is Hanged Man is ruled by Neptune. And I have two Hanged Man cards here. So there's a really strong indication that you're waiting for something to turn out, for something to work out. There's a lack of clarity about an issue. And I think that clarity will come on, I'll tell you the specific date just because it's come up, but Jupiter conjuncts Neptune exactly on April 8th, 2022. So it's only a couple more months. If you're stressed out, it really feels as though someone else is struggling with communication or their ability to tell you how they feel. And to problem solve a situation, and you've been waiting on them for quite a while, and it feels like it's leading to stress or worry, like, will this situation work out? I do think that it's going to work out. It's just a matter of somebody not having the right abilities or skills to deal with it right away. They're going through something, so just be patient with the people around you. Okay, the next transit I really want to talk about is Venus, and Venus has gone retrograde in your sign. And ironically, I do these readings by random. Gemini, Libra, and your sign came up first for this reading. And I think that's interesting because the three signs that came up first are in reference to 2019 and 2020, in which there was a massive stellium of planets, the Great Conjunction, remember, in Capricorn. And so there was the South Node, Pluto, Saturn, Jupiter. The disease started at that time, so it was a very strange time for all of us, but your three signs, Gemini, Libra, and Capricorn, sort of went through the most with it. And so everybody has their own experience. For you, this happened in your sign, in your first house. So there was a lot of powerful experiences that people who have Capricorn placements went through at this time. Very world-changing, perspective-changing. You probably changed a lot as a person as well, as a byproduct of the circumstances that you were experiencing. So that was 2019 and 2020. It's almost like life picked you up and shifted you around. And now that Venus is retrograde in Capricorn, which she does every 8 years, you are in a process of healing. So there's a process of closure and reconciliation of whatever has happened in your first house. So whatever happened in 2019 to 2020 may still be affecting you on a certain level. And now you're going to do a lot of heart healing, which is Venus, a lot of emotional healing through this time. I really want to do a dedicated video for Venus, so we'll see if we can get to that. Did I turn off here? Let's see the chart progress so you can see everything move. Okay, so let's pick some cards for Venus retrograde. Some of the high points of Venus retrograde will be a conjunction on February 18th between Venus and Mars at 18 degrees. Venus is faster than Mars, but because when she's retrograde, Mars is able to catch up to her. So there's going to be two conjunctions, one on February 18th and a longer conjunction in Aquarius in your second house. That's going to be very good for money. In March 4th through the 25th. So beyond love and beyond relationships, which are looking very up for you in a very good light, really be on the lookout for financial opportunities as well. Venus is the ruler of the second house, so that might, and Mars is very good for money as well. So something may begin around February 18th for you as an opportunity after you've done this healing, and then it might actually have a really nice outcome by what did I say? March 4th through the 25th. So pay attention to that. Let's take a look at your Venus energy for the upcoming little while. It's like 2 months. You know, it's just to get a feeling for what the beginning of the year is like. Okay, and then we have the Ace of Cups. Look at this. There's some breakthrough moment emotionally because you have the Star and the Ace of Cups. This could signify a new relationship. So, I mean, it's a general reading, right? So we have to be objective, but many of you are flirting with love. There's just opportunity around you. This is a big energy of getting on with it. You know, what's happened is happened, and now you have the space to be able to move on and feel better about things and forgive yourself, forgive others, and just address some of this stress. Maybe in reference to the Jupiter reading that we just did, we had a 9 of Swords in there as well. Maybe you have healed, and maybe not everybody around you has healed to the same degree, because it looks like maybe there's someone around you who's still stuck on something. So I really feel like you need to use patience with regard to them. Not everybody can go through things in the same pace. We all have our own timing. Then we have the Page of Pentacles, new beginnings financially. I love the Page of Pentacles is coming up for you so much, Magician. So you're set to begin something, initiate something with a lot of power. Mars will enter into Capricorn very soon, and that will be a big push, and you'll gain a lot of momentum with that. I think it's a very good transit for you. All of these planets, that's Juno in the center, Venus, Vesta, Sun, and Pluto. It's just so much momentum for your sign, and it's a really big push forward. So whatever's happening in your life, there is a lot of motivation, developments happening, a lot of moving forward. And then we have 2 of Swords. I'm going to be straight with you. It looks like you have a lot of energy and you're beginning things in profound ways. It just looks like your environment hasn't caught up to you yet, and you should not let that get you down. You should do what you need to do. There will be a lack of clarity, and especially with Neptune being mentioned so much in the previous spread, I really feel like there may be a lack of clarity, a lack of information, but you should not let that get you down, and you should push ahead. The last transit I wanted to mention with you guys today is Mercury. And so the timing is perfect in my little chart, because Mercury will go retrograde on January 14th in Aquarius. It will enter into Capricorn and then move direct and move back into Aquarius a little bit later. So this retrograde period is going to be probably something in which money is going to be affected for you in some way. And especially the ability to address something in the past, to reference the past, and to reference the past and work on the past in a particular way. Work on the past in a particular way, such as an old job opportunity or something is getting worked through, something is getting a second look. If you wanted to begin something, this might be a better time for you financially. Look, Saturn is there with Mercury at this time. So a lot of, financial limitations that may have been placed upon you with Saturn entering into Aquarius may be very much alleviated for you as Mercury goes retrograde in Aquarius this time. We get 4 retrograde periods of Mercury this year. It's a little bit of a gong show. It's just we're going to have one right at the beginning and one right at the end, so it's not an extra retrograde cycle. It's just when they're happening, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's see. So this may actually evolve for you. The outcome of this Mercury retrograde may come into fruition a year from now. That doesn't mean you have to wait or anything, but something may grow over the next year, and especially something to do with money. Okay, so let's take a look at your cards. Excuse me. So Hanged Man, there's like a strong message here of delay. And delays aren't bad. They just mean that something needs to come into its own energy at its own time. So something needs to grow, something needs to happen. And meanwhile, I feel as though we have the Knight of Cups. Look out for making connections with wonderful people. Look out for making connections who are open-hearted with you. This could be connections in work. This could be connections in friendship that will later turn to be opportunities. But it looks as though people are coming towards you with a very open heart. They want to make connections and they want to work things out. So give people time. This is the big message. Give people time. And some things will be frustrating. Two of Swords. It's come up. Similar cards have been coming up through the whole reading. Two of Swords, Hanged Man, that kind of thing. It to me suggests that some information that you're toiling with, you don't have all the information on, and you simply have to be patient. Let's see the next message. We have Eight of Swords, more waiting. Eight of Swords is a solution that you have not figured out yet. So we're waiting on information. Meanwhile, while you are waiting, open yourself up to who's coming to you with an open heart, wanting to tell you information. I feel as though, yeah, so we have, this is the Knight of Pentacles. It looks a little crazy in my deck, but essentially I feel like you're making a connection with someone or several people with whom you're going to move forward ultimately. Maybe not yet, but you're meant to make those special connections. And we have the Star. The Star, the Star, the Star. So let's talk about the Star because it's come up a bunch of times in your reading. The reason it's coming up is it's the card of Aquarius. And so with so many transits in Aquarius, Venus, conjunct Mars, Mercury retrograde, there's just a lot going on in Aquarius at this time. Excuse me. So with so much stuff going on in Aquarius, the Star will look up. But in your readings, it's coming up in this position. I think luck is going to happen for you in one of these transits. This is saying that whatever is going on, the outcome is going to be very, very positive. You're having some type of breakthrough moment, and that breakthrough moment is taking you in a good direction. So that's all I have to say for the beginning of the year. I hope that it helps. I hope it puts things in perspective. And if you like, you can have the members only extended in the description below. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you for watching. Have a nice day. Bye.